Hey everybody, it's Grant Watkins, the Startup Vagabond. We're here with another episode. Today I have a very special guest, Lauren Usher. Super excited to talk to her, but quick background, right now we're in Nagoya, Japan. We're finishing up a 1-week trip here, working with JETRO, the Japanese government, and you can't see it, but off screen are our bags, so we're about to head to the airport and go home. Bags full of chocolates and different things, so I will do the haul of everything I got after this part of the video and a kind of a quick recap on the program and what's next. But for now, we have our special guest. I wanted to hear from Lauren about kind of her hot takes on what's happening in the VC world and what's happening in startup land. Generator is such a great company. We have so many people from all over the country and now internationally, and they all have such backgrounds and different expertise that I'm always interested to hear, like, what is that one thing that you believe that other people might disagree with you on, or what's a hot take about AI or the current startup market. So with that, I'll stop talking. You hear me talk enough, but we'd love to hear what your hot takes are.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for the invitation. Obviously, I know the Startup Vagabond very well personally through work, but it's fun to be on the other side and to get a little bit of the behind the scenes. So of course you mentioned AI, super relevant. We're all thinking about it, using it in the VC space, in startups, especially, within an accelerator, you're always trying to figure out how to optimize and how to make everything better. I think obviously AI is a tool. It can be used for really positive things. It can be used for not so positive things. But my hot take is that as AI becomes more and more prominent in our space, it makes human interactions that much more important. And I think like soft skills is like a way that people, kind of historically and still currently refer to things like having conversations and following up and building trust. And I think those skills are now more important than ever, because AI can do the pattern recognition, it can do the analyses, it can do the deep research. So you don't have to be good at that. And if AI can do that better than us, then our unique competitive advantage is being humans and being able to do all of the other stuff. So to me, when I think of startup founders, like obviously on this trip and in our previous work in the Midwest, we're working with founders, trying to get them to develop the pitch deck and, come up with a pitch and do all these really technical things in addition to building their companies. On the side, they're building this great technology and we're trying to help them build all of the materials they need to pitch it. But sometimes the skills that are hardest to teach, and I think we've kind of seen this throughout this trip, are things like, how do you walk into a room and kind of command the room? And how do you do that? I mean, in this case, when it's in a second language, even, how do you build your confidence in yourself as a founder to be like, I'm going to be disruptive. I'm going to be this company that builds this, world-changing innovation. And then how do you build trust with, investors, with customers, in order to get people to buy in? Like, you can do all of the AI-generated stuff, and people may still not have that connection with you.
Yes. You talked a lot about like public speaking, communication, and commanding the room. I like that. Interested in how you teach yourself how to command a room. But one piece I do always, especially with the students at the CS&S program, I always would tell is like the sales skill, especially high dollar, like very long term, long sales cycle process. That's going to be very hard to automate with AI. If it's quick automating your Amazon page or whatever, But if you're selling yachts or planes or buildings or whatever, that's going to take a lot more trust and communication over the long term. So I think those sales skills, I think you're completely right. The interpersonal skills 100% are going to be even more valuable as all the automating my schedule and automating my follow-up, automating my emails and everything is just taken care of by that. So let me handle the, drinks with the colleague and that.
You touched on like a lot of things, like a couple that I want to dig into. So like the point of how do you teach yourself? I think it is possible. So there's hope if it's not your natural, your natural skill set, but it is tough. Like, I think it's really hard. So I liked that we were really honest with some of the founders that we met and worked with this week to be like, hey, this is going to be a lot of work, and we can help you, and we can help to build the skill, but it's not an easy thing to develop all of these. What it makes me think about is the work that I was doing before I was at Generator, before I was working in DC. I was doing autism research. And so a lot of the autism research that I did was working with people who were like, how do I make friends? How do I like operate in the classroom? Like how do I be a person? You know, kind of. And so it was really cool work, because you really have to be thoughtful and be like, like, how do I make friends? And like I have to think back, you know, and like how I remember somebody asking one time,
hey, Claude, teach me to make friends. Yeah.
I remember somebody asking one time, like, when I'm at like waiting at the bus, I think this was in Madison, maybe it was in Miami, I can't remember. They were like, when I'm waiting at the bus stop, like, how do I like start up a conversation there and make a friend? No, it was definitely in Miami, because now this makes more sense. And I remember the other teacher,
I was sweating that
the other teacher in the room was like, well, you know, you could like start with a smile and be like, hello, my name is Lauren. Like, what's your name? And I was like, sorry to interrupt, but I wouldn't do that at the bus stop here. Like, thinking of the context, like where you are, thinking of your community, thinking of your city. Like, I don't try to make friends at the bus stop. I was like, you can definitely like have an exchange, and you can be like, oh, hot day, isn't it? Or, you know, but I'm like, probably not, maybe not the best place to make friends. And I think that kind of stuff is so hard to distill and communicate, but I apply it to working with startups now when they get really nervous and they're like, how do I talk to an investor? And it's like, well, it's a person. So you could say, good morning, nice to meet you, you know. You could comment on the conference that you're at and say like, wow, like this, you know, I've never been to this conference before. Have you? Like, think of ways to like make a connection, you know? But that kind of stuff is hard for people like me, who tend to be a little bit like shyer or quiet, people who English is not first language, and you're kind of like thinking of translating in your head. Or people who just like, you're maybe more technical minded and you're not so like, oh, nice shirt. Like, are you from Houston? I don't know, CH. So like things like that. And then there was another point that you brought up, but I might have lost it. So.
No worries at all. No, I think it's perfect. Makes perfect sense. And I think especially the last 2 years, you know, getting to work in a computer science building and with computer science students, and like, hey, like Claude's eating your lunch right now. Like, what do we do? And like, no, still learn those skills of like coding and software development and like how to architect these things properly. However, being able to communicate those things properly with upper management and your colleagues, and like even doing sales like between tech is gonna be so valuable.
Oh, that's what it was. You had talked about the sales like and different kind of like products and sales cycles and stuff. And I think, you know, you mentioned how sales are different if you're selling like a thing, a widget, versus some of these like bigger commodities. And I think like that, like unsexy business, like line of industries is also one that sometimes when we're using AI to like automate, you know, our vetting of startups or like what's going to be the next big thing, like those can get missed. So like startups that are improving on like the process of making streets with cement or like any like infrastructure type, I think are ones that it's worth a second, third, you know, fourth look, as like the world is changing so fast, but it's easy to get kind of like shiny object syndrome with like, you know, the next Claude, for example.
Very much so. No, I think you're completely right on that. I was hoping we could disagree more today on this, but you know, that's fine. We'll disagree more in the future. Have some better debates.
My number one strength finders is harmony. So it's like I'm like, I will come up with a hot take that everyone will enjoy.
These are the lukewarmest takes. You're fine. No, you once again, I keep saying you're right, but we're agreeing here. Shout out to Kohei Natsume, part of the program. I was thinking about when he was doing his pitch practice yesterday. I was thinking about his selling his products or his service to people in the US, because right now in Japan, and I'm like, it's just so obvious of if there's very little competition for that in the US. We've looked pretty deep into it last year, but it's like laser regrinding for cutting tools. And you can use the traditional method of like using diamonds to sharpen steel, but then that only lasts so long. So now he can sharpen that, and he can sharpen everything, and he makes it like 5 times sharper, and it lasts 3 times longer. And you're like, oh, and it costs like half as much. So you're like,
But like, I have not
Yeah.
heard of another startup that's like, I want to sharpen
No.
tools that are used in the automotive
There's
process.
so many little problems that, like,
Yeah.
because I think, especially in startup world, we think about the billion-dollar unicorn
Totally.
software overnight.
So I think that's, again, like if we like go back to like this theme of like AI, fine, the hot take is AI sucks. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, but like if we're trying to use AI as like VCs and accelerators to vet and to pattern recognize and to be like, what's the next, fill in the blank successful startup, then we're missing these. And we're like seeing copies of like the Silicon Valley success, where we know that there's success in places like Japan, in places like the Midwest, that are totally different and led by founders who are totally different themselves too. Like they don't have that pattern recognizable background because they're breaking the pattern. And I think we used to I feel like we don't use the word disruptive as much. Maybe it became kind of cliche, but we used to say that we wanted to find disruptive startups. And I feel like now, partially we don't use it because it's become cliche, but partially I'm like, are we really trying to find disruptive startups anymore? I don't know. I think we're trying to find ones that are like, this one looks like this one, and I think it'll be successful. And like, that does kind of suck. Like, that's boring.
Yeah.
I think we want to find startups that are totally different, led by people who are totally different. And that will be like the true disruptor. So I'm trying to get spicy.
Trying to get a little hotter here. Absolutely. No worries. Awesome. All right, what's next?
Let's see. Okay. Again, related but different. I think conferences are a waste of time.
Ooh. Okay, that is a little bit. We're turning the temperature up a little bit.
Yeah. So I think, 99% of the conferences that I've been to, people don't want to go to the sessions.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of like, please come in and like sit down and listen to X speaker or whatever. People just want to like be in the area where there's the coffee and snacks and stuff, and like, or like sit outside if there's an outside component and just talk to each other.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we keep pushing this like agenda and like, 1 million faces on the website of who's speaking. And I'm like, could we think about it differently and try something new and not do a traditional conference setup, because nobody likes it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say nobody likes it. Probably somebody here. Somebody on the Startup Vagabond likes it, but you're unique. So
shout out to Sarah. Sarah likes conferences. I hope she's not watching this one.
I'll send it to her.
Okay. All right. Any other hot takes, or you calling it there for today?
I feel like those are my hot takes for the day. Let me just take a look at my notes. Yeah, I think, just kind of to circle it all together, I think it brings us to like the reason that we're getting up every day to do the work. It's like there's so many startup founders all over the place, like kind of hidden in corners, so to speak. But I think it makes it so much more exciting if you actually believe that there's someone truly different, rather than just being like, okay, I'm going to see what my AI feeds me today. So I think, we can make the work more fulfilling, and we can find more world-changing innovation doing it our way.
And with all that, pretty good close. I can't say anything better than that. So we'll close on that high note. Thank you very much, Dr. Lauren Usher. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for the invitation, Grant.
Yeah, it's been another great, trip with you into Japan. So,
Agreed.
And this is just the beginning of this program. So we have a long way to go.
Yep.
So.
In the beginning of our many-hour journey home.
We're leaving here Thursday. We're getting back Thursday. So it's going to be a trip. So that's it for this part, and I'll see you in the next part. John. As promised, here's the second part of this video. I'm officially back in Madison, Wisconsin. And I wanted to just show you the haul of what I got. Every time I go to Japan, I am unable to resist buying a bunch of things that I am genuinely interested in or that I like eating, so that I can kind of hold myself over until the next Japan trip. However, it's got a little mixed bag here, but also the more Japan programs we do and the more people we meet and programs we manage, the more gifts I get too. One thing I love about Japanese culture is it's a very gift-giving culture for different events. It is always polite, to bring a gift to show your appreciation. So not only do we bring gifts to say, a big thank you to our partners at Jetro and our different founders that we work with, but the partners at Jetro and our different founders bring us gifts too. So it's always nice. A lot of people are very prideful in their prefecture or city that they're from, which is great. I'm very prideful in that I'm from Texas, So I think you should be proud of where you're from. And it's always great to have them, I brought you this matcha from Shizuoka, Japan. I brought you this sake from, Hokkaido. I brought you this, whatever, from like our area. This is our specialties, our specialties. I can't think today. I'm still thinking in Japanese. So with that, let's get into it. A few things. I'll keep this short too. I got a cover for my passport. I'm not going to show you my passport because that's confidential information. But one thing I didn't know is when you go through TSA, you have to take it off for some reason. So that's annoying, but whatever. This is probably the one thing I've been looking forward to most, is a record by, this album is called Seychelles by Masayoshi Takanaka. He is probably my favorite Japanese artist. If you have not listened to Takanaka-san, then I highly recommend you take some time, put on some very high quality headphones or speakers, dim the lights, and just enjoy some of his most popular songs on Spotify. Highly recommend Tokyo Reggae and a few others. You will feel like you're at the beach. Speaking of the beach, I have these two other albums from Henri, Heaven Beach and what's this one called? Timely. These two are classic city pop, Japanese 80s city pop. Great for if you're driving to work and you just want to be in a good mood. You cannot go wrong with Henri. I'm sure I'll get plenty more every time I go. I got them from Tower Records in Tokyo, Shibuya. So with that, on to the next thing. Let's see what else we got here. I got this little cat. Its arm kind of waves. There it is. Waves. I got this from my brother. He asked me for that. Put this over here. Some rice cracker puffs. I think they were a gift. For my nephew, every time I go, I always get him these little cars. So there's like 200 different variations. So this time I got him it's called Toyota Land Cruiser and the Hummer H2, as well as, this is my favorite one, the hot dog car. So I'm excited for him to play with these and take them to him when I go visit the family later this month. All right, time for some sweets. So on the sweet side, we have Dars. This is probably my favorite kind of cheap 7-Eleven chocolate that I get every time. Like one of the first things I always do when I get to Japan is immediately get a nice hot thick bowl of ramen, a good beer, a few packs of Dars, which is usually milk chocolate and white chocolate, and I am refreshed and ready after that plane flight. So this time I found for the first time lemon Dars. Always white chocolate. You have to get a few. Where else is it? There it is. Obviously regular milk chocolates. And then right as I was at the airport about to leave, I found these macadamia nuts Dars and strawberry Ichigo. So lots of Dars chocolate. We are set for the next 2 months until I go back. Next, we have some matcha crackers, mini chocolates, some strawberry ones. We have Milka chocolate, which I really like this chocolate, but it's Chips Ahoy. Got these two at Don Quixote, and Cadbury Dairy Milk Turkish Delight on the inside. So I'll have to try that one soon. Staying with the candies, I got orange Kit Kats. Let's see what else I got. Got plenty in here. Got strawberry cheesecake Kit Kats. We got more matcha Kit Kats. Before I get to that, these, where are they? One of our partners at Jetro, Haruka-san, got me these. She said they're her favorites, so excited to try the lemon ones. Well, actually, I did try them. They were good. A little sour, but I like them. This is more my speed, the pineapple ones. So very good. Already torn into these, if you can't tell, on the plane ride over. Very hard to resist. I heard from Tim Ferriss that one not investment, but like splurge he made that was highly worth it. It's just a small thing, but like I do it every week. I like to keep my nails short. So I got this very fancy nail clipper at Don Quixote. And I thought, you know what? I do it once a week. Might as well spend a little bit of money on it. So that was nice. Got this. My mom asked for a tree ornament. So I got her this for Christmas. So that'd be nice to go on the tree. What else is in here? Oh, one more bar of Dars. I guess this is the premium almond one. So I think that's all the candy I got. All right, a few magnets for my friends at Generator and my company that I work at. These are for them. Shout out to Mose and Clayton, who I think Clayton's been on the channel, but I don't think Mose has yet. So he will be soon. And then got these at the hotel, but I forgot to use them on the plane. They're like eye masks they warm your eyes so you can sleep better on the planes, I guess. All right, here is probably the cool, that's this thing too. It's hard to tell. Actually, here's a picture of it. When it's done, you build this little like ramen set that just kind of stands on your desk. So excited for that, because like I said, ramen is the first thing I always eat when I go to Japan. All right, these two things are really cool. These are one of these gifts that we got. So, Edo glass. Ooh, open it up. I always forget to put it on the camera, but it's with a nice little handkerchief and everything. Gotta be careful. Let's see. It's like double wrapped in this like styrofoam paper. All right, I don't know if you can see that. So it's cherry blossoms on the side and then Mount Fuji in the bottom of the glass. It's like a sake glass or a very large shot glass. I will probably use it for both, but it's a beautiful glass with Mount Fuji in there. So you gotta love it. I always love taking the bullet train from like Nagoya or in the south all the way up to Japan, because you always get to see Mount Fuji on the side. So that's nice. And then the last thing on this haul, so big box. Let's pull this out. This I'm looking forward to. I'll probably share it with a few friends soon. Yeah. Some nice sake. Nihonshu, how they call it in Japan. It's Jumaidai Ginjo. Jumaidai Ginjo. Cool. So, shout out to Fabio-san. Thank you very much for giving me this delicious gift. I can't wait to chill it, drink it, and enjoy it. Every last sip in these beautiful glasses. So thank you very much for that. All right, that is it for the unboxing. I hope you enjoyed everything. I'm sure I'll get plenty more. This was a great trip. We landed in Tokyo, went up to Saitama for 1 day, then we went down to Nagoya for 3 days, and then we came home. So it was about a week-long trip. It was very busy, lots to do while we were there, but it was a good trip. We got a lot done. We kicked off the Nagoya program, and that cohort, I will see them in the middle of September in Chicago and Detroit. So I'm sure you'll get to hear their pitches and see what they're working on then. When their pitches are more refined and they're more, English practice by that point, by the end of the week. And then after that, I got about 10 days, and then I fly back to Japan for a 2-month-long trip to everywhere. I think we're going everywhere from Kyushu all the way down in the south, all the way up to Hokkaido. So it is going to be an incredibly busy trip. For 2 whole months, me and Yusuke are going to be just traveling all over, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be a great trip. So until next time, I'm the Startup Vagabond. Thank you very much, and safe travels. Jane.